Hello, DJ Muzemaster here, and welcome to a review of the Launchpad Mini. I bought this Launchpad Mini about 3 months ago, and I was thinking, okay, why not do a review on it now? So, here it is. Alright, so what I'm going to show you today is just a few of the many functions that it has, and what you can use it for, the pros and cons, and a little bit about the software. If you want me to do a review on the software, then let me know in the comments below and I'll try to arrange it. Okay, so here it is, Launchpad Mini. It is a very versatile device. You can get it, you can take it anywhere, and it's just so amazing. It's light, it's very thin, it really doesn't take any space at all, and it is seriously, it's just amazing to work on and use. I'll answer a few questions that some of you have. For example, can you do, quick tapping on it? So this is a pretty stupid sample. Like I said, you kind of can, but it is not very good. Because the buttons are made to be kind of launched and not like tapped very quickly. You can try. What I would suggest is, if you want to do that kind of stuff, then use a different device. If you're looking for like tapping and all that, then don't use it. I wouldn't suggest buying it. What else? Also, the response. I have used this Launchpad a lot of times over the past 3 months, and the buttons did break in now. The plastic coating on top has almost rubbed off, but they're quite rubbery. They do have a little bit of friction on them, so you don't slip off. They do press down very easily, so you don't need to slam it down. At the beginning it was just a little bit difficult because you moved your finger around sometimes and it just played automatically because you didn't press it down properly. But now it's broken in and it's very nice. What else? And those are just a few of the questions. So I'm just going to run you through the different modes. Alright, so first mode that I'm going to show you is session mode. This is used for kind of launching if you want to launch samples at the same time, that you want to do this on the same beat, and that kind of stuff. Then this is the perfect view. So what I have here is a few samples set up. Each line in this represents a channel. So for example, if I play this sample, after a while, after it's finished, it will jump straight to this one. On the computer, I won't show you right now, there's a kind of like a clock, so it keeps on going. It's 4/4. You can set the tempo as fast as you like or something. I have 128 beats per minute. So you can see I press the hi-hat and it launches straight on the beat. You can if you want to play separate kind of lines, then you just press, and you just line them next to each other. These buttons here will activate a whole line of this. So if I just press this one, it launches all of these at the same time. You can see this one's flashing. That means that it's sampled, that it's queued. It's ready to play after the first sample. The ones that are in yellow are ready to be launched. They show up so you can see them. The green ones are already playing. In order to stop them, you can either press the stop button on the computer or just press the next empty space underneath, and it will stop on the first bar, after the first bar. What we have up here is buttons for moving across. You can see up and down. So you're not limited to just 64 buttons, 8 channels. You can move them across, up and down, so you have lots of space to work on. The problem of that is the program that you're going to use, but I will get onto that later. The next thing that we have is user 1 mode. You are going to use this quite often. you can put your own samples onto the computer. You can sample each one of these buttons when you set the drum rack on, and you can play them like M4 Sonic. So if I have it, so you can see, so I have all these samples loaded and ready to be played. So if you're into this kind of thing, so stuff like that, then this is the user one mode. Again, you can't really move across on this, but again, 64 buttons, 64 samples. Come on. All right. And the next mode you have is user 2 mode. This is going to be used for sound effects that you're going to add. There are lots of sound effects, audio effects, MIDI effects available on Ableton Live. You can have stuff like chorus, compressors, EQs, reverbs, delays, everything you want. And you just set them up here. It's very simple with setting up. You just click on one of the buttons on the computer, then you just click on the function highlighted on the screen, and then you just, for example, just swipe across which buttons you want them to use for this. It is absolutely brilliant for for setting up, so you're ready to go in seconds for whatever you want to do. What I have set up here is low cut. So if I just play this sample here. If I just turn it. So as you can hear, I already have these two sliders set up for low cut. It is jumpy because it's based on buttons, so it's already separated for all the functions. For all the spaces in between. But I will, again, that's a kind of like a, I will get down to the pros and cons later about this. The next that we have is the mixer. This is very useful for producers and if you want to do kind of really cool stuff. So again, if I go back here, if I press this sample, the first button I have is the mixer. So it's all set on separate channels. Each of this is a channel. This is channel 8, so I just play this. I can move across, can't really move up and down, but you can move across, and as you can see, these are all the samples. So again, the brilliant thing about this is you can move across, and when you go back, it moves across with the mixer, so you don't have to jump back up again. Oops, where am I? There we go. So you can see all of this moves across with it. So that's again really brilliant. The next bit that we have is the faders for left and right. So if I just play the sample again, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. But I can change between left and right and center. So again, that's a brilliant function right there if you want to use it. The next thing that we have is the A and B outputs. I'm not really using them, considering that that you need like an RCA output and all of these devices a device like a mixer, proper mixer. I don't have one, so I don't really use them. But again, quite useful if you're a producer. What we have here, this strip highlights the samples that are being played. So if I play this, you can see that this one lights up yellow. That means that there's a sample playing here. The rest are not, so they're highlighted in red. After it finishes, it turns back to red, and you'll see in a moment. And there we go. This one here, this strip here, highlights which tracks are on, so you can actually, turn them on and off. You can see it goes bright or dim, depending on the track that's on and off. So let's play this one again. So I can turn it off and on. This here this strip here is for solos. It's a solo strip. So if you want just one, if there's a couple of soundtracks playing, then you just press one button and there you go. Only this track is playing if a lot of other tracks are playing. You can click click many tracks, and at the same time, and they will get highlighted. So that's the brilliant thing about it. This strip here is for mute. So if you want to just mute a track, there you go. You could just mute that. So if you have like 9 tracks playing, all you have to do is just click it. If you don't want to hear that, and there you go. So those are the basic functions of the Launchpad. Other stuff that you can add to it, so for example in user 1 mode, as you can see, there's a light feedback. So there's always a light when I'm pressing a button. This is really easily achieved if you just set up a MIDI channel, but again I'll show that probably later. If I'll get that. If I'll get it up on the screen. If I'll get a program up on the screen so I can record the screen, then I'll show you everything of how to do it on the screen. If you really want to, if you want to know how to do it, then let me know in the comments below. Although I'm sure that you already checked out other channels to check out how to do it. Alright, so what we have here is just basic light feedback. Also what we can have is, you can see different lights. So, that's depending on the velocity of playing, so how hard you play. Although, no, it doesn't depend on how hard you press the buttons. Because no matter how hard you press them, or how soft you press them, you just, no difference. You just change the velocity on the computer. So, the lighter you play, it's like green. The harder you play, it's red. And in between it's yellow. Also, what you can have is chords. So, for example, instead of just, one light, you can have stuff like... Sorry, I'm concentrating on the camera so you can see everything. I'm getting things wrong. So you can have stuff like that. So you can play stuff like that, and it won't play all the other samples. So if I play this sample, but it doesn't play, so it doesn't play any of these samples. It just highlights them. This is one of the stuff that you can do for show. Yeah, those are the basic functions of it. All right, the pros and cons. The pros of this device is that it's very light, very small, and it's cheap. Concerning all the other devices that you can buy, it is very, very cheap. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. You can easily drop it and nothing will happen. That's why it's great for just like it said on the website, you could just throw it in your bag and off you go. Nothing will happen to it. All of these buttons are securely, secured inside to the circuit board, so you can take off the cover, although I do not suggest it if you want to maintenance it. If you take it off, it breaks the warranty, breaks the seal warranty and all that. So I'm not going to do that unless I redecorate the front cover. So everything's together, nothing's loose. Oops. Everything's together, nothing's loose, so therefore it's a very, very sturdy device. It does have Kensington security, as you can see here, so you can buy a cable, you can plug it into here and just tie the chain or cable around properly, like a rail or something, and there you go, no one will steal it. But that's a very good thing. Another cable that you have is this one here. This is just for it's just a MIDI cable, and that's all it is. It's just a Launchpad and just the cable, nothing else. That's what's amazing about it. That's all you need. No power supply, nothing else. What you can change on this is also the lights. So if I just unplug it, I plug it back in again, all those lights, you can see the F. That shows me that the power is on full. I take it off, press all these 4 buttons on the top. It shows me the settings. So I can press this, power full. So that means that all the buttons are light up, like like a Christmas tree. Then if I want to use it on the laptop on the go, or on the Launchpad, then I just turn it down to the low setting. It's very easy. I'd rather keep it on the full power because it just gives me a proper light. Then I just go back, and there we go. Actually, I should show you the light intensity on low setting. I'll just turn the lights off. This is the low setting. So you can see it's still quite bright. You can still see a lot. This camera shows that that's much brighter than it actually is. Yep. So this is it's a really good device. The program. So, the pros and cons. So the pros of this device are that it is a very portable device. It is very cheap, and you have many functions to work on, talk with. It is just an amazing device. Cons of this, alright, it doesn't have rotary knobs. Again, that's not very good, considering that I want to, instead of using user 2 mode to change the effects, I'd rather use a rotary knob. But again, in order to make it as small as possible and as portable as possible, then they turn it down. I probably will buy the Nocturne by Novation again, because it's just 8 infinite rotary knobs. I might do a review on that, but again, this will take some time because I have to save money right now. I will buy it eventually. Also, again, really, this is a brilliant device. The cons, again, you can't tap. You can't probably tap. You can't properly tap on this. But for launching samples, like many samples to launch straight away, then this is a brilliant device. I suggest that you really you buy it, and it's going to pay you back so much. The program, what they want you to use is Ableton Live Lite. This is the code that you get in the package. You don't get a CD, you just get that Live Lite code, activation code. So you download it off their website, you sign in, with that code, and then you could download it for Windows, 32 or 64-bit, and same with Mac. What I do suggest is that you don't buy the Live Lite. You get the Live Lite, but also you get the live trial. That's the one. You get the live trial. This is because when you get the live Lite, the problem is you get only 4 tracks, so you can only get 4 of these. That's the limit, and you can only use about 20 samples on one drum rack. This is quite bad because you have 64 buttons on it, and you can only use 20 samples altogether. Although this will let you save, so therefore you can make your own samples. It's very simple to make your own samples on Live. I do use Live Lite for that, to make my own samples and make my own mixes and all that. But I use the Live trial. It doesn't let me save, but I can play stuff from M4 Sonic, for example, because that allows me to have way more tracks and samples. So it's good to have both programs, and I do suggest that you get both programs. The trial is for free. Once it ends, you just can't save and export. But again, you could do all the changes in Live Lite, and then you just change it. You open it in Live trial. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.